Oh, buddy, what's going on, everyone? Jerome here along with Tootie, and welcome to some awesome Shellshock Live coming at you, everybody, for an awesome video. And in today's video, we're not just going to be playing the game itself. What we're also going to be doing is talking about our favorite gaming genres. Because why not? I mean, you know, there's a lot of different genres out there, and we get asked all the time what kind of games we like to play outside of the games that we film, and what kind of games got us into gaming, and just what our favorite genres are overall. So I thought it'd be a really cool topic for us to talk about, especially being arguably we spend a good chunk of our time playing video games. So,
No,
Tootie,
that's very fair.
what is your favorite video game genre out there?
So if I had to pick any type of genre, I'd have to definitely go with probably the RPG genre because that has pretty much all of my favorite games share that tag. I have Dark Souls, Skyrim, World of Warcraft, Assassin's Creed, BioShock. All of those can be classified as RPG games, and that's why I like them, because it has the customization, the adventure, the story. It has all those crazy things that I really enjoy in a game.
See, I can agree with that. I grew up a lot with some RPGs as well. I know I played RuneScape specifically for like
That
5
too,
years.
that too.
Yeah, that's an MMO RPG specifically. But I gotta admit, I never fell in love with regular RPG games. The only one I really enjoyed thoroughly was Fable 2. I did like Fable 2 a lot.
That's also a phenomenal game.
But in terms of RPGs, I always was more so into the MMO ones. Like, I get the whole story progression and stuff, but I also like when I can, like, compete against other players or just face other people in something. I don't know. I personally am a big MMO RPG player. But I guess I know this might be a tough question for you, but if you had to pick one particular I guess sub-genre of RPG, which would it be? Do you like the solo stuff more or the MMO
I think
stuff?
I would definitely it would either be fantasy RPG, which would be like Final Fantasy, things like that, like Grand or like Dark Souls, or I definitely have to go with either like the MMO RPG, maybe action RPG, or sandbox RPGs, because Minecraft and things like that are technically RPG games, right?
Yeah.
So there's so many different. I'd go with MMORPGs.
Is Minecraft technically an RPG game?
I mean, I would say yes. I would say yes that it was.
I guess upon inception, I don't know if it really would be, because when I think role-playing game, I think of ones that have storylines, and maybe I'm just wrong about that, but, you know, I can understand how now, you know, like how there's a storyline to beat the Ender Dragon, and you go to the Nether, and there's, so I could see nowadays, but when it first came out, I think sandbox would just be the more general term. I don't know about RPG. I mean, I could be wrong.
I agree. When it first came out, probably just sandbox. But who knows? Who knows? We'll just have to see. Out of curiosity, Jerome, what would be your favorite genre of game?
My favorite genre of gaming, believe it or not, and this is going to shock a lot of people. So besides sandbox, which is like what I like to do, and I would classify things like Ark survival as that, Minecraft as that, Rust as I would say. Well, Rust... yeah, I guess Rust would be kind of like sandboxy. I mean, there's probably a better classification, but it has sandbox aspects of it. But besides that, believe it or not, what'll shock most people, I love RTS, so real-time strategy games. I'm big on, like, growing up, I played pretty much not even pretty much, I played every single Age of Empires game there ever was. I played Age of Mythology as well, which I don't know if you'd even put that in the same, it was like Age of Empires, but, I mean, they for some reason didn't name it like Age of Empires 1, 2, 3, you know what I mean? It was different. I had all the expansions for Age of Empires 3. Like, I was super into it. And it got me into real-time strategy at a very, very young age. I probably started playing this when I was like 10, probably too young to even process half of what I was doing. It might have even been earlier than 10. But I fell in love with it. I just found it so cool, the fact that you could, like, build up a civilization, grow that civilization over time, collect more resources, use those resources to build a military, take out your opponents, and it was fun. You know, I would play both online against other people, like real players, and just against computers and bots as well. And I had a blast with it. And then one of my favorite video games of all time outside of RTS would be, oh, I'm going to hit you with these because you teleported. I'm sorry, Tootie. Oh, no,
You're not.
They overshot. That's perfect. So only 2 of them hit the guy in the front. I was really fortunate. But no, it was Halo Wars. Because Halo 3 was my all-time favorite game. Just period and discussion for me there. That was my favorite game. And then Halo Wars came out, and I was like, I get to play in my favorite storyline in an RTS game. But But yeah, most people I feel like would be shocked by that because I don't seem like the real-time strategy kind of guy, but that is my favorite genre. I love it.
That's yeah. I've played a lot of real time strategy games. I love real time strategy games. If I had to, however, there's still a lot of other genres out there that I thoroughly enjoy playing. I think my second favorite genre, I love survival horror games. I love survival horror games. That being Amnesia: The Dark Descent, Resident Evil 7,
Those are cool.
Outlast, all of those games I just love with a complete and utter passion because they're
Okay.
just I don't know, they're just so much fun for me.
I mean, they are. They're extremely, extremely fun, but they're also kind of terrifying. I have to admit, the horror aspect of it, which I know is the whole point of it, is definitely kind of like a turn off for me. I'm not very good with the whole like super scary stuff, you know.
Right,
um,
right.
that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. They're fantastic games. I'm just saying personally, that's one of the big turn offs for me with the game. But besides that, it's still wonderful. But yeah,
I
no, that's
that's why I think that's why I like survival horrors because it feels it makes me it that's how it engulfs me so much. That's how I like seriously get into it is because it's so scary for me.
Oh, sorry. That really
That's
bothers me. That roller should not have hit me, but
no, it
okay.
really shouldn't have. It really
It was
shouldn't
like it
have.
would have stopped like an inch short of me. But okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Go on. Go on.
No, it's just that it really is able to suck me in because it's so terrifying. I'm so invested in this. I'm terrified. It brings out so much emotion so easily from me because I become so invested in these games and then I poop myself because
Hopefully not literally, but I think we get the hint.
hopefully not literally. But out of curiosity, what do you think is the most popular genre?
Most popular genre, I would probably have to say FPS games, first person shooters. No, I mean you got pretty much every Battlefield game, Call of Duty game coming out. I even remember back when Halo 3 first came out, there was 1 or 2 weekends in particular where I think it blasted past 1 million people online matchmaking at one time. I could be wrong about that. So, but I'm pretty sure FPS, and now you have Counter Strike, which I think you could go on at any time of day, and there's hundreds of thousands of people playing. Um,
Right, exactly. There's
so
so many
yeah,
popular genres. I think like the most popular genres right now are um MOBA games, which
yes, yeah.
those MOBA games stands for multiplayer online battle arenas. Also, first person shooters I feel like
Oh,
are
and
extremely
and sorry to interrupt, but to give people an idea of what those are, that's like your Dotas, your League of Legends, things like that.
exactly things like that. Dota, League of Legends, I feel like those are the two biggest ones, but
Yeah.
Smite, things like that as well.
Yeah. Well, before we get into the next round, really quick, I just want to go ahead and show you guys a commercial that I actually produced for Dell. So here we go. Dell Gaming creates machines to make every experience more intense and real. From powerful Dell gaming PCs with Intel Core processors to the ultimate Alienware VR-ready experience, there's a PC designed to bring your best game at every level. Because the best feature of a gaming machine is the power to make you forget it's there. Don't just play, game. Visit Dell.com/gaming to learn more. That's Dell.com/gaming. All right, Tootie, so we are back now, and we were just talking about MOBA games in particular. And I know you're a huge fan of the Dotas.
I as sad as it is, I have around 4,500 hours in Dota. I have
Really?
Yeah, I have a few hundred hours in League of Legends. I have played a lot of MOBAs in my life, as well as a lot of,
Wait, now that surprises me because I've known you for a while, and I don't think I knew that you were into League of Legends. I knew you
well,
played, but I
I
didn't.
played it. I'm not a fan of League of Legends.
Okay.
I've played it and I've tried to give it its like I mean, I've played it with friends and I'll play it with friends, but it's not a game like, "Oh boy, let's play some League of Legends." I just personally don't like the way the game is played and
Okay.
how some of the aspects of it work. But I mean, that's just my own personal preference. I'd much rather play Dota because
No,
there's
okay.
just too much difference in the game for me, honestly.
So I personally, so you'll have to explain this one to me, and I guess it's good for the viewers too that don't play MOBA games. What is the draw to them? Because for me personally, I never really fell in love with them, and I gave them a fair chance. I tried Dota. I literally just opened up my Steam on the side here just so I could get an accurate number. It says I've played 17 hours of Dota, so I have given it, I would say a very fair chance. And it just never attracted me as a player. It just wasn't my style of gaming. I don't know why, and it's nothing against the game. It's a beautiful, wonderful game. It looks fantastic. And everything. But what is the draw to MOBAs?
I think, and I can tell you the reason that you were never driven to it is because I think it's because the reason I'm drawn to it is because it's an incredibly competitive game. It is very it's very competitive and it's very heavily team based. It revolves a lot around communication, teamwork, and adaptability. You need to be able to adapt to the enemies, how they play, how they think. You need to be able to maneuver around that, and you need to have a you want to be able to win. And I don't think you really like you're a competitive person, but I don't think you have an insanely competitive nature, right?
No, I personally, I'm not that competitive. I mean, I'll play to win, but like, let's say like I lose, I'm the kind of guy that, and it might make you angry if you're on my team, but I'm the kind of guy who can just laugh off a loss and smile. Like I don't care. Like, I'm just playing to have fun. They're games, video games,
right?
Like I don't. Like, why would you be upset? It's a game. Like,
right, exactly.
So I
when
there's losses.
See, and then there's but then I'm over here like, we lost! No!
The only game I will say that I did used to get super invested in competitive-wise was when me and my friends would play Battlefield Bad Company 2, because we would play long-form rush mode. So there was Squad Rush, which was shorter, and then there was Rush. And Rush mode on Battlefield Bad Company 2, the rounds could last upwards of over an hour long. I'm sure they still can in Battlefield 1 in certain game modes as well. But this one in particular was over an hour per thing, and we would go in, like we would throw our all in there, and if you lost that, it was like I just spent an hour in that game. It wasn't like a 10-minute TDM match in Call of Duty. It was like an hour of your life gone, and you're like, no, how can we lose?
See, I think that's what with me with Dota, right? Because the average Dota game lasts 45 minutes long, but I once had a game of Dota that lasted 2 hours long. And the entire game, I was playing a hero called Techies, and I was just putting bombs down everywhere and just stopping. And it was a 2 hours, and we won. And I kid you not, it was like 1 a.m, but I got up out of my chair and just screamed, "Yes!" Because it was just I was so invested into it at that point in time, right?
I think I've had games where I know exactly what you're talking about, where you get so invested and you hold on. I had a Halo Wars 1, so not 2, but Halo Wars 1 match. This is going back, I think I was still in high school at the time. So this was like about 5-6 years ago. And me and my friends were playing, and I was the last person left alive. And they had 3 people left, and I locked down. There's this one map that you could lock down like a separate like island, and the only way across the island was you could fly across, or there was a bridge to it. It was a light bridge that would come and go. So imagine basically an island that you could either fly over to, or you could only access it by land for like bursts of like a minute or so, and then it would disappear. So I locked that thing down like crazy, and I was like, I don't care how long I have to sit here. I am going to stay alive until they all just rage quit. And 2.5 hours later, I ended up winning because they all left, because I literally 1v3 held down this island the entire time. They were, I'm assuming, furious because they all ended up leaving. But I was like, I am already like an hour and a half into this game. I'm doing it. So for an hour straight, up until 2.5 hours total, I was just like, I'm not letting go. I'm just not.
Yeah. I think that's the drive to MOBA games, as you asked, though, is that very competitive nature, that investing time. And it's also kind of just like, with Dota, it's not like I can just get on whenever and I can just play around, right?
Wait, Tootie, I'm sorry once again for interrupting. There's an attack now called dollar bills. What?
Drum, there's always been that.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen the one where like cash falls from the sky, but I've never seen like that. Dollar bills? Really?
Dollar. Yeah, holla holla make dollar, y'all.
That's actually hilarious. I did not know that was a move. That's funny. But yeah, go on.
No, but as I was saying, I feel like that's one of those. But there's so many different genres out there, right? And I feel like what do you think is the oldest genre out there? What would you say is the oldest genre?
I mean, the oldest ever. This is gonna sound weird. would it not be sport because the first one was Pong? Right? I mean,
My
it's ping
gosh.
pong, right?
You're right. It would literally the first genre is sport. Are you? Oh
Because
no.
Pong was based off ping pong,
Right.
I
No,
guess
you're
it would
right.
be sport. I don't know.
You're right. No, you're right. 100%. It's sport.
That's pretty funny. Actually, that's actually hilarious. I don't know
That's
why I find that so
that's
funny, but
that's so funny actually.
yeah,
I
I
feel
guess it
like
would.
the first real genre that became popular would have to be platformers though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Platformers is I think arguably yeah. We'll say like realistically the first genre was platformers because there were a lot of
Right.
games made over that time. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean even
Mario.
even the original Mario. Although which one was it? Mario's first entrance as a character wasn't even Mario. He was called a character called Jumpman, and it
Yep,
was a
yep.
Donkey Kong game. What was the name of the Donkey Kong game? It's the one where he throws the
Ooh.
barrels down. You have to. It's a platform. You have
Yeah,
to go
yeah,
up,
yeah,
up
yeah,
to the
yeah,
top
yeah,
and
yeah,
save
yeah, yeah,
the.
yeah.
Yeah,
The princess. I know. I mean, everyone knows what it is, but I don't know what that's called.
I didn't know till recently though that he wasn't Mario back then. He was Jumpman, and that was his debut.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Jumpman. Huh?
Jumpman,
Can you imagine
Jumpman.
that stayed his name? What if Mario never existed and all we had was Jumpman?
I mean,
What a name, Jumpman.
well, to be fair, Pac-Man's name wasn't Pac-Man.
What? What do you mean?
It wasn't originally Pac-Man.
What was it?
His name used to be, I kid you not, it was Puckman, just Puck. But they changed it because people kept vandalizing the machines and removing part of the P, and it was very, very bad. So they had to change it, and that's how we got
Oh, they would
Pac-Man.
add. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
that's actually very funny. I I,
So the
I, I
people,
didn't pick up what you were saying at first, and now I get it. That's pretty
yeah,
funny.
that's
But
what
also a
kids would.
very good reason to rename him to
Yeah,
Pac-Man.
exactly. So that's why it used to be Puckman, but they changed it to Pac-Man, which I'm glad they did because Pac-Man sounds way cooler actually. So
Okay.
now I have one type of like I'll say the genre and then you'll be like, wait a second, that's not a genre, but then you'll be like, whoa, that's actually a lot, which is gonna be stealth games.
That's
Now
totally a genre.
that's totally a genre, right? But what would be your favorite stealth game out of
So you're
curiosity?
gonna hate me. Never really played Metal Gear Solid.
Neither have I actually, to be fair.
Okay. Well, I feel like that's like everyone's number one answer of stealth games. I did play a little bit of Splinter Cell way back in the day, but I would say if you can classify it as it, because half the missions were very stealthy. I would say old James Bond games. So for me, growing up,
Interesting.
I played like Agent Under Fire. That one I really liked. Was it Nightfire and Nightfall? Was it
Yep,
Nightfall or
yep.
Nightfire? No,
I'm not
one was a
sure.
movie, one was a game. Let me see. Nightfall. Was that night? Let me see. It was Nightfire and Skyfall's the movie. Yeah, it was Nightfire. So Nightfire the game was also very good. What about you?
So I mean, I think the first thing that comes to mind when I think of stealth game is going to be Assassin's Creed, right? I
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's Assassin's Creed. So I think if I had to say three favorite stealth games, while like I'm sure there's some that are completely skipping my mind, but it would be Assassin's Creed, Dishonored, and back to what I said my second favorite is, um, survival or survival horror, which would be Amnesia: The Dark Descent, because that is a stealth game. You do have to hide from the monsters and you have
That's
to
fair.
sneak
I wouldn't think
around.
to classify it as that, but that's
I mean, you have no way to fight. Your only way to survive is by running or hiding. So I greatly consider that a stealth game.
okay. I could understand that.
So now my other one of my favorite genres as well. I have a list of genres pulled up, right? Just so I can see all of them. And I don't actually see it on here, which is kind of strange, but I would put it as puzzle, right?
Okay, puzzle games. Okay.
Puzzle games. Now, I'm not talking like cards or like little puzzle. I'm talking Portal. I'm talking
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking because I'm like there are online versions of like Sudoku. I thought you were like Bejeweled or something. And
no. I'm talking like um
is
Portal
Tetris?
2
Is that a
Portal
puzzle game?
mm, I don't know, actually.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know what I'd really call it. Let's
Um,
do one more round with 100 HP, so mega quick.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I also enjoyed a game called The Testament of Sherlock Holmes, which is a lot of fun. Um, and they, as well as L.A. Noire.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
there was one that I've actually been playing through right now. I forgot the name of it. I'm looking through my Steam desperately trying to find this game, which was so much fun.
Do you remember what it was about? Maybe I could help.
I don't think you've ever heard of it. Imagine it's like Portal. It's very similar to Portal, except you're a robot when you play through it.
Okay. Well, that's what Portal 2 is, no?
Well, yes, but it doesn't involve portals. It involves.
Oh my gosh! Did you see that?
Oh.
I just got a 114 Wicked Witch, or not even Wicked Witch, it was a Witch's Broom, the upgrade of it. What?
Oh.
I didn't know you could do that much damage with that attack. And now I do.
Oh.
He even just said, I've never seen Witch do that much. He just said it too. Like, I didn't know that was possible. So that was very cool.
That was. Oh, man.
Well,
I could have.
you know.
I'm going crazy now. I'm actually gonna go crazy if I can never find this game. Never mind. But it's called the Talos Principle. That's what it's called.
The Talos Principle.
It's called the Talos Principle, and it is a phenomenally written game. It's a story about like a robot trying to find his way in this like test. It's very similar to Portal. So if you've played Portal before and you like enjoy Portal, I highly recommend giving this game a go because it involves different different puzzles, because it's not just around portals. It involves like laser beams and like jumping, and it's super cool and well made. So I'd highly recommend that for puzzle games if you like that.
Okay, I will definitely check it out. I did beat Portal. I was never like super into it, but I did beat it just because it's a classic. Like you kind of have to beat it, I feel.
Right? No, definitely.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just missing out.
You are. I agree. I'm gonna hit this guy with Flasher, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna hit him with Partition, I think, if I can get lucky with this shot.
So what? I feel like the last.
Oh, I did.
Oh, just barely. The last game, or the last major thing we really haven't talked about, which would be racing games.
Racing games are huge. I as a kid used to love playing the Need for Speed franchise. I know nowadays Forza is like it's pretty much the top dog if I remember correctly. I never got really into it, but I know it's like super big.
No, yeah, I grew up playing Need for Speed Most Wanted and Need for Speed Underground 2. I grew up playing those games, and those were a blast. I wish I could go. I actually really want to go back and play through those again because those were just so much fun.
Need for Speed Underground was so cool. Oh my god, I killed myself. Why?
Wait. Oh,
but you got him too. We won.
Bobbity boopy.
Oh man. Well, that was a cool way to end it. But either way, everybody, let us know in the comments section, what is your all-time favorite gaming genre? Let us know, everybody. And apart from that, have an awesome day. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.